to struggle through it with me.
Yeah.
So, recently I've been, I don't know if any of you are like read my live journal or anything, or my MySpace bulletins, but I know this family in Oregon, and it's the sister, and she has, she ran away from home when she was 14, and now she's in her 20s, and her parents were really neglectful and abusive, and she had 3 younger siblings, and when she was in her 20s, she went and rescued her siblings from that home, and took them from Virginia to Oregon, and she became their legal foster parent. And just last month, not even a month ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago, the Virginia DSHS showed up at the kids that are living with her are Tavi is 9, Connor's 12, and their brother Wes is 14, and Stephanie, the older sister, also has a 5-year-old son named Zion. And the Virginia DSHS showed up at Tavi's school and dragged her kicking and screaming out of her classroom, and then went to the house where Connor, the 12-year-old, was home by himself, and told him that if he didn't come outside, they were going to take Tavi away alone, and that she was really scared. So he went outside barefoot, and they didn't let either of them go into the house and get their stuff. And Connor is like a skater. He couldn't get his shoes, he couldn't get his skateboard. Tavi's rat had just had babies, and they didn't let her get anything, and they left Wes there. So it's like, you kind of think like, oh wow, if they thought that this wasn't the right house for them to be living in, why did they leave the 14-year-old there? But they took them and directly flew them back to Virginia and put them in foster care with strangers. And they're trying to make Connor cut off his dreadlocks, and trying to make Tavi dye her hair because she has like purple hair. And so I'm friends with them on Facebook, and I write to them all the time, and I was just able to send Connor a skateboard and some sneakers and give Tavi some gift cards and stuff online. But right after the day that Connor got his package in the mail, their internet privileges were cut off, and so now nobody has any contact with them. But so this is just a song I wrote a really long time ago about social services and problems that I've had with it in the past, because my family home that I grew up in was a daycare center, and so every once in a while we had to call, and it was just problematic sometimes. So I've been thinking about wanting to play this song just because of all the stuff that's been going on with them. But if you I think the social services also keeps making Stephanie take down the website she's making for support, and they hate like all the attention that she's getting from the media, and nobody will say like what's up with the case, and they're just trying to say like, well, the biological parents have the legal right to have visitation with the children if they want to, and they can't have visitation if the kids live across the country. And it's like, but the parents we don't think that they've asked for visitation. It's just the state trying to like make it possible. So it's really frustrating. But anyway, I think the website now is theystayhome.org. But yeah, if that's not it and you want more information about them, you can email me and I'll tell you the actual URL right now. I think it's theystayhome.org. They keep having to like take down websites and then get new web addresses and make new websites. Once I knew a little girl who refused to eat. She just, oh no, how does it go? Banged her head against the floor and didn't sleep for a week. Both of her parents were mentally delayed, and they lived in constant fear that their daughter would be taken away. So instead of getting help, they just pretended everything was okay. So I called the social worker and said, something is wrong. She said, you know how she turns into a brat when she doesn't get what she wants. I'll call you later when I'm done playing with my dogs. Sometimes the world is Once I knew a little guy, runny nose and bruises on his thighs, and I said, hey, what happened here? He looked at me and said, well, my dad, he hates me. So I called the social worker confidentially, and she called his mom and said, guess who thinks your husband is beating up your son? The next thing I knew, that family packed up and they were gone. Back pressed flat against the wall, and they hit me with a ball. Pretend it didn't hurt at all. Will you hold my hand? Maybe I'll call Oprah. There must be something she can do. I'll say I'm fat and I'm black and I'm sick of seeing little kids feel blue. And me and Oprah, we will fix CPS, and we'll make sure that people working with kids have bigger hearts than the rest. And if you want to have a baby, you'll have to pass a test. It sucks when for a little kid living means lying, and the only place you feel safe is pretending you're flying, and you'd rather be caught dead than be caught crying. Will you hold my hand? Abuse and neglect are highly contagious, so I called that social worker up and I said, hey lady, you're outrageous. She said, smarty pants, you want a gold star? I said, no, I want to bash your head in with a crowbar. But the cycle of violence has to end somewhere. Come and take a swim with me. We'll wait underwater patiently for the output of endorphins as we're swallowed by the sea. We'll